Bothard, good evening. How are you all? I hope everyone is cool after the morning session. Now, it's not a complaint. It's not a complaint, okay? But you have to understand that I am a human being. So I can't just come everywhere and clear your confusion every single time in a day. So I'm not saying that you should not message me, private message me. Obviously, you will private message me. You will give me the private message. There is nothing wrong. But if you have something very confused, okay, you didn't understand why it happened. It's very confusing. You are not getting any answer for that. Then give me the private message. Otherwise, we have the community in Discord. Try to share over there your confusion. I believe that either me or any other people over there, they will help you to clear your confusion. But if you just give me every single time about your confusion or just normal things, it's going to be very difficult for me to cope up with that, as I'm a human being. So I have my personal life as well. I'm not complaining again. I'm just telling you that my expression and my situation. Okay, whatever. As like six people give me the message, private message, I came here for the PM session. I will explain it and then I'll finish it very soon. I mean, within 1 hour, I believe that it will be finished. This is just for the learning purpose. I will explain the price action until now from 12:50, and then I will finish the stream by expecting or by telling what it can do after 3 p.m. Now, this is the 15-minute chart. Oh, by the way, can you hear me? Just let me know before starting. You can hear me or not. Hey, Abdul Moti, I was going to give you a message, private message actually, because I didn't see your name. So I was thinking about you, but it's a good thing that I saw your message, your name over there. How are you, man, by the way? Okay, can you hear me? Just let me know if you can hear me. Oh, okay, Alex, you can hear me. Yes, boss. Okay, Jane, thank you so much that you can hear me. Thank you. So I will go directly to the price action before everything. But if you are interested to trade right now, just trade it, watch it after it, because I am going to talk about the hindsight. Okay. So over here, you can see this is that run around the PM, around the CPI. That run has cleared all of this liquidity that has been cleared by that run. Then it came to this opening gap. You can see here, this is that opening gap, new opening gap or new week opening gap. I don't remember, but this is that opening. I guess this is the new week opening gap. This candle low, that candle open. This is the new week opening gap. Market came exactly until this new week opening gap, constant encroachment. I told that I'm just not interested to look for sell until market reach to the 1 minute fair value gap constant encroachment. So I was bullish until the 50% of that area. Here, as you can see, came here, it didn't left any liquidity. Relatively equal loss, it didn't left anything. So if it failed to reverse from the 50% of that gap, that means it doesn't want to leave the highest portion of this gap open. It means it will keep going higher. Now, if it started to keep going higher and you are in PM session, you didn't trade in the AM session, you came here in the PM session, what should you do? Is there any room to trade? Can I trade right now? 100% you can do it. But for that, you have to understand first, where is the liquidity? Now, I mark a line here. You can see this is a trend line liquidity, okay? I really don't look for this type of liquidity, but it was too smooth to mark. I just marked it. Look at this high, that high, and come here. How perfectly it's been reacting from that trend line liquidity. So what do you see? People took sell here. When it came here, they took sell. It came here, they took sell. It came here, they took sell. All of these people are profitable. Whoever took the buy, do you think they're profitable? No, they're not profitable. Here, this low and that low, they're the relatively equal lows, a perfect support zone. Here, this is a support zone. Whoever took their buy here around this area, then market fall, go higher again. They trailed their stop loss from here to here, below this swing low. When CPI run fall, all of the buyers got stopped out by that fall. So there is no buyers left over here. Only the sellers are being here. Just we have the sellers. We don't have any buyers. So if there is sellers, I don't want them to be profitable. If this market keep falling, they all will be profitable. I don't want them to be profitable. So what I want to see, it will be taken. At least this trend line liquidity will be taken. Again, I don't mark this type of trend line liquidity. I just marked it because this is too smooth. I would love to see that it is going to break that trend line and then it can fall a bit before going higher again. Instead of this sell side, trend line liquidity, what do you see? This high and that high, they are too smooth buy side liquidity, right? All the sellers over here, they took the, the relatively equal lows, relatively equal highs, they took the sell, market came until this area, go higher again, fall. If their stop loss was there, they moved their stop loss above that high because there is a swing high. Market fall again, retest this area, fall again. They put their stop loss above this high or above that high. So all the liquidity is here now, not above this area. There is some liquidity as well, but above this high, lot of liquidity. Now I don't look for the single high. I don't look for that as my liquidity level. So what I will see, is there any relatively equal highs or resistance zone? Is there any resistance zone or not? Okay. So you can see this is the relatively equal highs, right? This is double top. In my opinion, this is my liquidity zone now. So above that area is the liquidity over here. Until this zone is not taken, I will keep looking for buy. I don't care about the fall. Whenever market will fall, I will keep looking for buying opportunity. Now come to this 15-minute chart. What happened over here? Let's talk about this a bit. Okay. So market fall, take the liquidity, bullish fair value gap from 15-minute chart. I would love to mark that bullish fair value gap from 15-minute chart. If you are looking for entry, please come back later and rewatch this part. Okay. I prefer that market will close above the 50% of that 50% of that bullish fair value gap. Now, sometimes shit happens. One candle close below the 50%, the very next candle close above the 50%, which is called the fake breakout. I really don't appreciate this. This is kind of a sign that market will come back again. After the liquidity taken, normal liquidity or whatever liquidity you have, after taking that, market will fall again. This is the sign. Okay? Not immediately after finishing its job over there, it will start to fall again. This is that type of sign. If it doesn't close below the 50%, that means it is extremely bullish. Wherever is the extreme liquidity, which is over here, this relatively equal highs, when it will be taken, then maybe market will fall. But when market leave this type of sign, listen to me carefully. When it leave this type of sign, that means that after taking some liquidity, it can start to fall again. Okay. So when I am bullish, extremely bullish, I would prefer that nobody is going to close below the 50% of that bullish gap. After a big fall, always look for a 15-minute bullish gap. Think that this market will go higher. This is the lowest down close body close candle, which is my order block. Market came back again to trade this order block. After trading this order block, what should you expect? There should be a fair value gap that will be unfilled. It's not going to be filled from 15-minute chart. It should not be filled. If market leave that gap, it is the best case of scenario. Above this unfilled gap, if there is any other gap, if market make any other gap, always, okay, it's something like always expect that market will trade this gap. If it trade this gap 100%, that is the best case of scenario. Even if it doesn't close it 100%, it is also acceptable. If it close it 100%, that means market doesn't want to come back again. At least not very near future. It doesn't want to fall. But if it doesn't close the 50%, then after taking the most recent buy side liquidity, it can come back again to fill this unfilled gap. Always keep that in your mind. If this gap is 100% filled, and maybe it come to the top of this unfilled gap, or if it failed to trade this unfilled gap, there is nothing wrong. But all I care about this gap. If it is filled, I'm more biased. More bullishness. It is more bullishness. If market doesn't trade this gap at all, that means very soon it is going to fall again. Very soon. I don't know when, but it will fall again. That's 100% sure. If it trade this gap a bit, maybe the upper portion of this gap, or maybe a bit lower of this 50%, that means after taking some buy side liquidity, it will come back again to fill this unfilled fair value gap and to make the breaker block over there. You should think like that way. If this is how you will use this gap, trust me, man, this is my understanding. So I will just tell this, you take the notes, you will do the back test, and then you will build your confidence to use this type of situation. Okay. above the unfilled gap, the gap. You will build your confidence by the backtesting. Now over here, this is the trend line liquidity. This is the real liquidity zone. So I will just mark it as a black box. So you will be understand that this is the real liquidity level where I'm expecting market will reach for here. Until market doesn't take that liquidity, I'm not interested to think about the fall. I'm only interested to take the buy. Wherever I'll get the opportunity, I'll go for the buy. Now I'm coming back to 1 minute chart. This is the 1 minute chart, and around 1 minute, this is that run around the lunch hour. So around the lunch hour, I'm not interested to trade anything over here. Nothing, no trade is valid for me around the lunch hour. Only I'm interested to go for the trade around the PM session, which is going to start around 12:50. So 12:50 is my candle where I will try to take my entry. 12:49, no. 12:48, no. If the entry happened around 12:50, I will go for that trade. If the trade opportunity is before 12:50, sometimes very rare, 12:49, 12:48, I go for the trade, very rare. You should not go for that. This is your trend line liquidity. This is your real liquidity zone. Until it's not taken, you will keep looking for buying opportunity. Only buy is valid. This is that 15-minute bullish gap, which I am expecting that market will trade this on. If it is 100% filled, perfect. At least it will be traded. Okay. Now look over here what happened. Market is falling. All of this price action, I don't care. Why? Because it is inside the lunch hour. Then this is the last run. Market has taken, all the liquidity has been taken. Then look at that candle, the speed. Look at the speed of that candle. And this candle came here, gave me the market structure shift around this area. Is that a swing high? A perfect swing high ever. This is the swing high. Shifted the market structure. Now, you don't want to use this on. I'm agree with you. I wouldn't go for that swing high for shifting the market structure. I would go for that one. Why not this one? Because this high and that high, they're kind of relatively equal highs. So I am not agree with that. This is the swing high for shifting market structure. I would love to go for this swing high, which is a valid swing high for shifting the market structure. After taking all of this liquidity, give me the market structure shift. Let me mark the last fair value gap or the breakaway gap from here. Okay, so this is the last fair value gap. Is there any fair value gap below this fair value gap? No, there is no fair value gap. This is the entry gap. So I would love to mark the entry gap here. This is that entry gap. When I got this market structure shift by that specific candle, after shifting the market structure, this is the candle which has made this entry fair value gap. So I will start to count the candle, 3 candle, within 3 candle. If it come to this entry fair value gap, I would love to take the buy. 1, 2, 3. This is the third candle which tap to this gap. I am going to put my buy here to that gap, going to cover this breakaway gap. The best is to cover the candle has made this breakaway gap. Okay, this candle has built this breakaway gap valid. So I would love to cover that candle if it support my stop loss, which should be less than 20. I mean, at least 20 handle. As I can see, if I put my stop loss over, but brother, market never come here. I don't care. It can come here. So I will put my stop loss over there around this area. Entry fair value gap. Now, can I push my button over there? You have to look for that specific candle. Is it inside the session? Now, look at that candle. What is the time? 12:50. That is the first candle I would love to look for an entry opportunity. The setup has created before 12:50. 12:50 has given me the first opportunity to take the entry. Now, what should be my target? See this area around here? That should be my target. That trend line liquidity, or if you would love to target here, you can target it over there. But as there is like clean trend line liquidity, I'm just going to target it. And as you can see, market never went over there. I will take the entry over here. I will hold my trade until this area. But in between this area, do you have any opportunity to take your partial? I always keep talking about the partial. This is that 8:30 open around this area. This is that 8:30 open, and you can see this week. So I would love to mark the 50% of that week. That week has taken all the liquidity. If you ask me over here, where can I take the where can I take the partial to this 50%, which is near about here 5700, 100% no sir. Where is there any relatively equal highs? If you have any relatively equal highs, take the partial over there. If you don't have, at least look for the rejection block, which is here. This is that rejection block. that should be the partial, because this rejection block has the power to stop the market and send it little lower. You have the power. Now, am I going to take my partial over there, which is 45 handle? No, sir, I'm not going to take it over there. Then where do you take the partial? This is the high, which is 23 handle, is going to support my idea. 15 to 25 handle area to take the partial. Above that high, I will take the partial. I could simply tell you that take the partial over here, which is the rejection block, and then hold or trail your stop loss, get a stop loss, whatever you want to do. But no, it's wrong, 100% wrong. You have to, first option is to take the partial to this rejection block here until that rejection block. Now it's like 15 handle. My stop loss is 19 handle. It's not even 1:1. I don't want to take the partial over there. I would love to take the partial to the top of this candle, which is gonna be my 23 handle. Okay, at least 1:1. And then I will trail my stop loss. I'll get a stop loss wherever it will stop me out. I don't care about that. This is my first entry opportunity. Is there any other entry opportunity? I was talking to Gupta. Look at this inverse gap. See this inverse gap over here. I'm going to mark that inverse gap, going to mark it as my inverse gap. This is the first time market came to this inverse gap. So if I miss this trade, can I take my entry over there? 100% you can go for the trade from there. Why? Because this liquidity is not taken. Let me remove this one. This is the liquidity, it's not taken. I will talk about this 8:30 as well. This is that liquidity which is not taken. So what I will do when market will come to this entry fair value gap, I will take my buy over there from this entry fair value gap. Stop loss is going to cover the last fair value gap. This is the last fair value gap. I'm just going to cover this last fair value gap. Now you don't need it. If you put a stop loss just one tick below this inverse gap, valid. Little below of this inverse gap, valid. You will cover this breakaway gap 50%, valid. I would love to put it over here because still it is less than 20 handle or whatever it is. And you can tell me clearly, you can see that market never reach until this area. Okay, never reach it until this area. Now forget about this one. I will talk about this as well. Here, if I frame my trade over there, where should be my first partial? Look at this last fair value gap around this area. This last fair value gap is going to be my partial. How many handles is that? There, 35 handle. To be honest, I don't want to go for that 35 handle partial or something like that. In between 15 to 25 handle, wherever I will get my opportunity, I will take my partial over there. Now you can take your partial around anywhere, wherever you love to take the partial. If you take the entry from this inverse gap, and as you can see, after taking the partial, maybe you will get a stop loss. I don't care about that. I was talking to Gupta and I told that I'm not interested to take my entry from this inverse gap. I'm waiting for the breaker block entry. Why is that? This is the perfect 22 YT model. After reaching here, this is that order block which has been traded there. After trading this order block, this is my unfilled gap. So here you can see this gap is my unfilled gap. I don't want to see that this gap is going to be filled 100%. If it is filled 100% here, I will start to look for breaker block. What type of breaker block? Low, high, lower low. The highest up close body close candle is gonna be my breaker block. I don't know Gupta is over here or not. If Gupta is over here, he can confirm that. If I am lying to you, I told him that even before everything happened, when I was showing him this inverse gap, I told him I'm not interested to take the inverse gap entry. I'm more interested to look for the breaker block entry from here. That up close body close candle is my breaker block, which is my perfect breaker block. I would love to go for the buy from that breaker block. Okay, this breaker block concept is valid until this low is not taken. If this low is taken, which is the origin setup low, if this low is taken, no, I am not able to take any kind of breaker block entry over here. Now look over here, when this is filled 100%, is there any breaker block? Until this happened, is there any breaker block? This is the highest high. Okay, like look here, low, high, lower low. This is the highest up close body close candle. Is there anybody that has closed above that candle? Like look over here. Is there anybody which has closed above that line? Above this line? Yes, brother, here. Is that body close or body open? What did I talk about the body close and open? You have to understand that it has opened over there. I don't give a shit. It's not my breaker block. So it's not valid as my breaker block. Let's see if it can make another breaker block opportunity. Low, high, higher, low. No, market went higher, low, high, lower, low. Highest up close, body close candle. Did body close above there? No. Low, high, lower, low. Look at that candle. Look at this candle. This whole candle is the breaker block. This is the first time market has provided me the opportunity to take the entry from the breaker block. Look at this candle. It tapped to this breaker block. It's my high probable buying opportunity from this breaker block. I'm just going to give you the idea. Now, where should be my stop loss? At least below this breaker block. As the breaker block is too big, I'm not going to take that risk. I will put my stop loss maybe just below the breaker block mean threshold. Okay, just below the breaker block mean threshold. But where should be the stop loss? At least below that breaker block, and I will cover the mohawk, little mohawk. As this is a big, very big breaker block, I will put it below the mean threshold. Going to take my entry when this candle tap to this breaker block. Where is going to be my target? Just keep everything is in live. I talked about this to Gupta. If you are confused, ask him if I'm lying to you. My target, this liquidity level, am I going to hold it until this area? 100% no. How much did I take risk? 12 handle. I will try to take an partial in between 15 to 20 handle. 15 to 20 handle. Now I will keep it over there. Look at this last fair value gap. I would love to mark that last fair value gap. And then I will observe how many handle is it going to give me. Okay. So if I take my target here, which is 13 handle, I'm not convinced. Just 13 handle, no, I don't want to take it. If you take that rejection block over here, 22 handle, okay, that could be a great area to take the partial. This could be a great area to take the partial. I will take the entry here from this breaker block. I will take a partial to this rejection block here. That area, this is going to be my first partial. Here, first partial. Then I will hold. If I have the opportunity, I will take some partial to this last fair value gap. If I don't have the opportunity, I'll hold it until this area. This whole buying opportunity is gonna be invalid if it happened or this entry happened around 240. So after 230, in between 240, okay, after 230 is this opportunity start, or if it provide you the entry opportunity after 230, no, I'm not going to take this entry over here, because in a big bull day, most of the time market reverse or market actually go to the against the bias around 230, around 240. Otherwise, it is the area before 230. If the entry opportunity appeared there, I will go for that with believing that this is going toward my direction. Now, as I put it over here, just keep looking for that. But as I told, market stop loss should be there, but I'll just put it over here because it is very near to 240. So I don't want to take that much risk, just 11 handle risk. I will go for that. Just cover the mean threshold of this breaker block. Now keep watching this market, okay? Just keep watching. Anybody has any question? You can ask me if you have any question. Brother, why you are not framing the sell setup? This is your buy side liquidity. You know that this is gonna be taken. Why I will frame the sell setup? But there is a very nice sell. If you think that, go for it. I don't want to take that sell. I am only interested to look for the buy. This is the first time market has provided me the buying opportunity from the breaker block. Here, this is the breaker block. Keep watching, okay? Please don't copy my trade. It's my request to all of you. I'm here to explain the price action. By the way, I missed one thing here. When market went above this 8:30 open and both midnight open, it was in premium. So from the premium, market came to the discount again. After coming to this discount, failed to take that low. Sometimes you get confused, brother, this is relatively equal lows. So why you are not thinking that market will take that relatively equal lows before going higher? Brother, if this low take that low, if it take that low, that means I have no opportunity to take the buy. At least not from here, from the breaker block. If this low is taken, I can't look for the buying opportunity from the breaker block. If it is not taken, I'm confident to take the buy from this breaker block, which is going to give me 95% of the time the profit from this breaker block. Just keep watching, okay? Now, I don't know it will take this liquidity or not. That is why I put my first partial over there, which is the rejection block. I can simply take the partial to this low, which is little bigger. You can see here until this area, which is little bigger. I don't want to take the partial around 34 handle. So what I will do, I'll take my partial here, which is 22 handle, something like that. And then I will hold my trade until this liquidity level if it can reach over there. Keep watching. Look at this candle. What is this candle? Breaker block, order block. It should not be broken now. This is the breaker block, order block. It should not be broken now. Keep watching. Everything is in live. I came here step by step. I talked about this to Gupta when market was there. This inverse gap entry. I told him clearly, I am not interested to take my entry from the inverse gap. I will wait for the breaker block. This is the first time market has provided me the entry opportunity from the breaker block. First time by that specific candle. Now keep watching. This is gonna be low probability if it reach around 240. This is gonna be low probability. So I prefer that it will reach until my first partial before 240, because 240 can market can beat reverse. Okay, it can beat reverse. So if I see that it is very near to 240, I'll just randomly take the partial over there before hitting this partial level. If it is very near to 240, then I'll just randomly take the partial, put my stop loss to the break even. Why I put my partial over there? Because if I take the partial to this gap, it's gonna be very small. That is why I have to take the partial over there. So if it started to reverse now, where I will put now, this is my trailing stop loss. Don't follow it. I would love to put my stop loss just below that breaker block, order block. So even if I'm wrong, I'll take it to a 3 handle loss, just 3 handle loss. But just keep that in your mind. I would love to put it over there, but your stop loss should be there below the mean threshold of this breaker block until it doesn't give you the partial. If you can take the partial here somewhere, I don't know where you will take the partial. For example, you have taken the partial to this order block, maybe to this order block. As I believe that market will go higher, I put my partial level to this rejection block. For example, you took the partial to this order block, which is the highest up close body close candle. You can simply put your stop loss to the break even after taking the partial. Now, brother, I have a request to you. If I'm not talking about SMT, if I'm not talking about any other time frame, don't refer me that. Please don't refer me that. Okay, the reason is that is the thing I'm not watching. What I'm saying, that is all I'm watching. So what I'm watching, I would love to stay over there. I'm not interested to see anything else except what I'm explaining to you. Just keep watching, okay? How this market is going to work, just keep watching. I'd love to see if it can provide me 20 handle or not. Was that 20 handle or not? Okay, that was 20 handle. A very nice trade for 20 handle. But don't think that it has done its job. I don't think so it has done its job. It will keep going higher. If and only if before 240, if it doesn't reach to this first partial, I will take my partial randomly, because 240 is the line where market can start to reverse. Okay, this is the last fair value that is holding the price. I believe that it will be broken and market will at least give me the partial to this rejection block, and then it will go for this clean highs. Look at this clean highs over there. See this clean highs. I don't like this type of clean highs. I know that market will never leave this type of clean highs. It will never leave them open over there. So keep watching, okay? I put it over here because market is very near to 240. If it was not very near 240, then I would try to take the partial to this last fair value, which is really too big. At the same time, please don't forget to push the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel if any of you are new. This is some kind of information that will help you to understand this market, to trade, Is it done? Is there any other opportunity to trade? Is there any uh, is there any room to trade anymore? That is why I came here. Okay, so again, I'm requesting, if you are very confused, very confused about something, then give me the private message. Otherwise, like for very normal thing, no need to give me the private message, man. It's just a request. Okay. After seeing this high has taken over here by a shallow run. I would love to put my stop loss to the break even. Either way, I mean, you can see, you will see. Okay, I will be here. Don't worry. And Gupta, please watch it. The power of the perfect breaker block. This is my perfect breaker block that I would love to take my entry from the breaker block. I love to take my entry. This is my perfect breaker block. Now, if you're confused about this breaker block, watch our YouTube channel. In the study folder, I have explained this breaker block. I love to use this breaker block. Every breaker block is not my breaker block to take my entry. This is the breaker block that is going to give me 95% winning rate. See this first partial? Look at that first partial over here. Look at that. Now, you don't want to hold this trade. No worries. Close your trade over there. 22 handle. Do you think it's small? Do you really think this is small? If you have the opportunity, take partial over there. Put your stop loss to the break even. Hold your trade until the liquidity. Where is your liquidity level? Where is that? There. That is the liquidity level. Hold it until that area. Keep watching. Is it enough for being profitable in this PM session, ma'am? Now, I put it over here. I don't know when it will go over there. Maybe I'll close my stream before that. I deserve the boom, man. I deserve the boom. I don't need it to keep. I mean, it will go higher. I'm not saying that I'm done. I'm not saying that, but it will keep going higher. I deserve the boom, man. Look over here, 3400. Okay, not going to hold it until this area because this is the extreme liquidity. This is the obvious liquidity, clean highs over there, and the last parallel cup. So let me put it until this area. No, man, 22 handle is great. Thank you, Alex. Boom, boom. Thank you, Glenn. Taslimimon, thank you. Alex, thank you. Gujjian, thank you. Catalog, thank you so much, guys. I hope that this PM session is clear to you. Is it clear to you? Is there any other objection? Is there any other confusion to you, man? I didn't really wanted to frame any setup. Really, I didn't have any plan. But as I was explaining, and market actually made this breaker block around this area, I went for this trade. Look over here from there to until this area. Is there any other breaker block? Can you see any other breaker block except that breaker block? If you see any other breaker block, look at that. Did it work or not? I don't see any other breaker block. I can see this is the only breaker block in this price action. So I would love to go with full confidence. This is going to work. Gupta, what did I tell you? If this low is taken, this is not my breaker block anymore. Look how far this market came. See, is it your sell side liquidity? No, sir, it's not your sell side liquidity. It's your signature that market is going higher. This is your signature. Now keep watching, okay? Thank you, Alex. Thank you, John. Thank you, Andres. G-Man. Need to watch and go over it again. I'm sorry. I speak too fast. I know that. I'm sorry for that. Yeah, you guys can watch it one more time. I only came here because you guys started to give me the message. So I thought it's gonna be, helpful for you and for me as well to go one by one to give you the reply. It will be better if I come here and explain the price action, this PM session. So if you are confused, is there any other room to trade? This is all I am going to explain. Look at these clean highs. See these clean highs? I never want to see this type of clean highs will be left over here. Never ever. I want to see they will be there. See these clean highs? That is your target. Here, that is your target. I'm little overzealous, so I would love to hold it until this last parallel gap, which is there to the low of this last parallel. I would love to hold it until this area. You want to hold it until this area, which is the extreme liquidity. I'm not going to support you. That is the extreme liquidity. Never ever hold your trade until the extreme liquidity. Never ever go for that. Now, I am saying never ever go for that. That doesn't mean you are going to follow me. Okay. Your trading should be your choice. I'm just telling you what is the fact. I would love to work with my fact. This is the fact. I would love to hold it until this area. It is fact to me. I would love to go until that area. Jamie used 1407 inversion parallel gap. 1407 inversion parallel gap. 67. What is the 7? This one? It's not the inverse parallel gap, it's the reclaimed parallel gap. If you're asking me, this is the inverse parallel. This is the reclaimed parallel gap, not the inverse gap. My opinion only. Okay. But if you ask me, that is my reclaimed gap. So in this type of situation, this market can't go below this order block. So this order block, it can maximum trade until this order block. Then it will go higher. If you ask me, if you would love to take the entry from this gap, this is my reclaimed parallel gap. There is nothing wrong, okay, about the name. If you ask me, I will say this is the reclaimed gap. But you did a good job, man. You did a good job, by the way. Okay. Need to watch and go over again. Okay, Jamie, I need to watch again. Please watch it. This is full of gem, and I don't know how much you need more. I believe it's gonna help you. It's gonna help you a bit. Because I used the inverse gap for entry, not too fast. Perfect. Thank you, G-Man. Serious boom. Thank you for that boom, man. Hit the like, please, guys. Push the like button. Use the zero. Okay, I told you about that 1407. I can be wrong. Maybe that is not inverse gap. Reclaimed gap. That can be the. That can be the inverse gap as well. But I will see that as a reclaimed gap. You are not lucky. There is nothing called lucky. You are absolutely right. If you understand why you are pushing the button, absolutely you did a good job. Teamed, I set my phone down for a minute and candle came back. Okay, I thought you were framing a short and wondered what the hell you were doing. And then I realized my phone was upside down. That was awesome, man. Please trade on Forex. No, brother, I don't trade Forex. Forex is not the market to trade right now. It's not the gentle market. That's why I don't trade the Forex. Too good, bro. Can't improve upon perfection. Thank you for that compliment, Gupta. Jamie, okay. Jamie, that's just my opinion, but obviously I can be wrong. Jack, okay, why you didn't trade on Forex? I have already told you why I don't trade Forex. The previous is inverse parallel gap 1405. Okay, here is a confusion to me. This candle closed above this gap. Okay, it has closed above that gap. Trade this gap. Now, when I see this type of situation, I don't use this as an inverse gap. For example, here you can see this is the lowest gap. The lowest gap is over here. So it has traded that lowest gap. Take the liquidity. I'm going to use this as my perfect inverse gap. But around here, you can see two gap, one gap, two gap. This market actually fall from upper gap. Obviously, you can see that it has perfectly worked from this gap, but I wouldn't go for the inverse gap entry from this area. I don't want to go for that. Here, there is your boom. There is your boom. Now, do I need to hold it until this liquidity level? I don't need it. I believe it will go, but I don't need it because from that area to until this area is 34 handle, man. If you have the opportunity, take the partial here, then hold until this liquidity. There is nothing wrong, but I don't need it to reach until this area. It came, take that clean highs. Look at the time right now, 1442. It's a great opportunity for reversal. So there is no reason for reversal, but now this is my relatively equal lows. See this relatively equal lows? Now this is my liquidity. When it has taken all the liquidity, trade the last parallel gap. Now I have the sell side liquidity. Now, if you ask me, brother, can I take a buy now? I will simply say that it's up to you, man. You have market has provided you how many entries? First entry from there, 22 YT model. Second entry from here, inversion fair value gap entry. Third entry from here, breaker block entry. You missed all of them in. All of them you have missed. Now you want to take entry right now? It's kind of like joking. You are joking with the market. You should not trade right now. All of this entry was perfect. So you have to have your plan. You have to know where the market will go. You can't just change your bias because market is falling. It's because market is falling. No, you are waiting to see this low is taken or not. No, it didn't taken. Now here SMT really is good opportunity. If you are looking for that, you can think about the SMT where you are thinking that this low is not going to take that low. In the meantime, you saw that Dow or the mini SMT has taken the low. You got the SMT. So the liquidity job is done by another market. You can think about that. Okay. But I really don't want to SMT over here. I don't want to add that SMT over here, to be honest. Okay. Look at this buy side liquidity and finally that buy side liquidity area. I don't know. It will go over there. I don't need it at all. Thank you so much, guys. I think that this PM session is done for today. Yeah, anybody has any question? Otherwise, I'm just going to pause the session. Also, it has a volume balance to invalid. Okay. Jack, I just give my opinion. It doesn't mean that it's not the inverse gap. It can obviously the inverse gap, but I really don't want to use this gap as my inverse gap. That gap. I don't want to use. That doesn't mean you can't use. If you backtest it and you saw that it worked perfectly, go for it. A lot of people use this gap as a inverse gap, and you can simply say that, brother, why you're wrong, because it has been perfectly respected. See here, it has been respected perfectly here around this area or that area. So yeah, of course that is the inverse gap, but I don't look for this one as my inverse gap. Just me, not anyone else. Okay. I don't want to say that you are wrong, I'm right. I am also not interested to say that. So I hope that my English is not good, so sometimes it seems like I don't know how to explain it. Abdul Moti, boom, thank you, man. Ben Cruz, boom, thank you. Alex, you deserve it. Penguin, thank you. Alex, Jan Trend, okay, Jan, boom, thank you, brother. Andres, thank you. I'm new, bro. Please tell me which market best for me to trade. Okay, I trade NQ market because this is the gentleman market. I'm more interested to trade in NQ market. This is my area to trade. You can trade any market if you want. This is the whole universal concept. You can use this concept in any other any place you want to use. But I only trade this NQ market, just the NQ market. Thanks, you are most welcome, Glenn. But by the way, anybody took that buy except Jack, who was talking about Jamie? I guess Jamie took that buy from this inverse gap. Except Jamie, anybody took the buy from there? Let me know that as well. Abdul Moti, thanks for that boom, man. Thank you, Titu, for all you do. See you tomorrow. Yeah, I'm gonna close my session as well after just asking this. But I took an entry from inversion fair value gap on the 1:43 p.m. candle and provided me 22 handle, but I didn't take partial. It hit my stop loss. You have to take the partial, man, by the way. Boom, thank you, Taylor. And now take the breaker block entry for that extreme buy side liquidity and mitigated loss. Congratulations, brother. Alex, no. Glenn, yes, okay. Ben Cruz, yep, yes, okay. Just before you took it. That's cool, man. I wish everyone else is profitable because I don't know how perfect a day can be from the morning session. So from the whole morning session to until this area, I don't know how can I make this trading much more perfect. Yeah, I frame a failure sell setup. If you remember, a failure sell setup, just one losing trade I framed. Except that on, I have explained everything. So every plan here, when it is filled, I have already planned that breaker block entry. It is already planned. When market is falling before 1250, I have already planned that entry opportunity over there. I will just wait for that entry. In the morning session, I showed you how to frame the buying opportunity. Or was the morning session? I don't remember. I showed you how to frame the buying opportunity. I talked about this buy as well. Everything I explained. I really don't have any idea how can I make this much more cleaner or much more easier to understand. By the way, Jack, I gave you a private message. If you can check it, please check it for me, okay? Jack T, I'm talking to you. Someone took the membership. Who is that? Ben. Welcome, man. Thank you for the appreciation, man. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much, guys. I have to make a video now about for my mentorship. Oh man, it's a really bad idea. So take care, guys. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. Until tomorrow. Cheers. Tada.